Anybody home? Come on out, everybody! It's time to play!
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy, I just don't give a fuck! Smoking bars outside inside, and I wanna know what the fuck you're doing with my time!
Oh, I kick ass for the Lord.
What's up, you movie maniacs, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm Jay Schatzer, your host, as always, and I just got out of seeing 28 Years Later, the new Danny Boyle film, and I thought it was fantastic. Just to kind of summarize it right in the beginning. A lot of awesome elements to it, a lot of interesting kind of style in the beginning that you really need to get used to, but it kind of blends together and makes something really great. But the premise is this is 28 years later after the epidemic of infected people with the rage virus. So people are living in the quarantine zone, I guess. The rest of the world is going on like normal, and the people inside the quarantine zone are pretty much just fending for themselves. They're not allowed to leave, so we center around this family as father and son character, it branches off from there. But I didn't realize it was going to be focused on the kid, the 12-year-old kid character. He does a really great job. His name is Spike, I believe, he's learning to kind of go out for the first time on almost like a walkabout out into the quarantine area. They live on this kind of island that's secluded, and he goes on his first hunt. So it shows his first reaction of seeing these infected people up and close, actually killing his first one, and then we kind of branch out from there and you learn more about the family. In the end, the movie is really a family drama that kind of unfolds, and we learn more and more about Spike's dad, his mother, the people in the village and things like that. And then outside of their own village, their island village, that can only kind of be accessed by a tidal shift every so often, where they can kind of walk this path out to it. Yeah, the really great aspects of this movie is that it really is a raw and primal kind of world that these people live in. Is very dilapidated, overgrown, civilization's out the window, everyone's kind of learning from scratch, and like the kid in one of the scenes, he doesn't know what a phone is or what any of this stuff is. Somebody from the outside actually comes in somewhere along the lines and kind of like shows that weird contrast of old world and new world, with some comedic elements in there too. But it is a dark film, very brooding, foreboding, and like I said, violence infused. The infected are a real threat. Even after 28 years later, they're still out there. There's different versions. There's slower ones that are more corpulent, fat, kind of slug people that kind of crawl around the ground eating worms and stuff like that. And then you do have the traditional running, the fast running infected. But there's also a new kind of inclusion in alpha that kind of leads the pack, and they're almost impossible to kill, and they're a little smarter, and they kind of run the pack, I guess, if you will. But it is just really outstanding stuff. You really don't know where the movie is going. There's a lot of twists and turns, especially when the family element comes into play. But there's also, Aaron Taylor Johnson, I believe his name is, he plays the dad. And then there's also another character, a doctor kind of character, who's a recluse. He's doing his own thing out in the wilderness. That's played by, I always call him Ralph Fiennes, but I guess it's Ray Fiennes. Does an amazing job, a whole hell of a lot of heart in his character. And his whole storyline is really awesome. There's so many cool elements to it, and it really just, you don't know where the hell it's going to go. But yeah, in like I said in the beginning, the style is something you need to get used to in it. It's really bombastic and artistic and abstract, surreal, and the audio and soundtrack in the beginning is very grinding, I guess is the best way to say. You don't really know what the heck it's doing. It uses a lot of that trailer familiar song, the repetition thing, 5, 7, 12, 13. They use that in the beginning too, but there's a lot of elements that they pull from that as well and mix it into other songs that really kind of comes off crazy. But yeah, The Infected is a great job on the effects with The Infected. Everything about The Infected is awesome. A lot of practical stuff. Think of what else to say. But I enjoyed it overall, thought it was really good. There's actually a lot of heart in it that you wouldn't expect. I went with my girlfriend, and I kept hearing sniffles all around me on these parts. It was a pretty dramatic part, but I kept hearing it, and I thought it was for her, and I asked her, were you crying? She's like, yeah, I got her choked up, because there is a kind of nice family aspect to it, and the kid in the movie does a really good job. He has a lot of heart, and you pull for him. I wasn't sucked into that for some reason. Usually my empath qualities kick in and I'm tearing up like a little, you know what. But in this movie I was more just absorbing everything, the mythology, the world, just the tone of it is so primal and savage, like I mentioned earlier. It really, it feels like you're in a primordial kind of world, even though there are like human ruins and things like that all over the place. It's just weird. It captures a really amazing and interesting atmosphere, and especially with the art direction and the cinematography, it's very beautiful in parts, very surreal, dreamlike, and you really get lost and swept up in the world. And I'm not there, I mean, none of this has any spoilers or anything like that, but the very end part, I know it's like a cliffhanger because there are going to be, I guess, 2 and 3. It's going to be like a trilogy, I guess. That's what I heard. But it ends so weird. These characters kind of come out of nowhere, and it is just like, it does kind of pull the rug out from under you. You don't really know what to expect, but on a whole, the whole movie is very, very well crafted. I was really pleasantly surprised, because usually when a director revisits a world that he has created, as Danny Boyle has done, they kind of miss a step. They don't have that same drive and hunger that they've had before, and they kind of soften. This movie actually, if I want to say it, I think I like this one the most because it feels the most accomplished and well-rounded. The first one was a very raw kind of attempt at it, and it's great. It's a classic. The second one kind of expands on it, but it just doesn't hit those peaks as the first. This one just has a general solid feel of a well thought out story, and it knew what it wanted to tell. It knew it wanted to do a family drama that centered on the son character first and foremost, and then kind of surround him with the mother and the father. So it's a really cool, almost like half of the beginning half of the movie is the father and son relationship, and you learn different stuff from that. And then the second half is the son and the mother relationship. And then almost, you could say, a third of it, or a mixture of that, would be the son character running into Ralph Fiennes. And he's almost like a new father figure. It kind of opens his eyes a bit more on the world. There's just a lot going on in this film, a lot to absorb in that short time that I was in the theater. I don't know what the runtime is on it. I didn't check, but it felt quick. It went by very fast. So much stuff is happening. So much is thrown at you that you have to process. A lot of moments that are tense. Like, you think, I don't know how the hell they're getting out of this situation. But I love the movie. The more I think about it, the more I like it. I went to a 7:30 show, and it's now, I don't even know what time it is. It's 11:47. So I've had a little bit of time to stew over it, but not much. But the more I think about it, the more I'm enjoying what I saw, and I'm excited as hell to see what the next movies are going to be like. They set so much up that there's a lot of avenues to go, and a lot of stuff you can still get out of the world. So I'm really excited to kind of see what this trilogy is going to be all about. and just glad there's an awesome horror movie out there. That's kind of why I wanted to do this video. I just wanted to throw it out there that definitely recommend it. Definitely check it out. If you like 1 and 2, you're going to enjoy this one a hell of a lot. And if you love Danny Boyle style, you're going to love it. If you love zombie films, that kind of infected stuff, you're going to love it too. So definitely recommend it, guys. But hopefully you like that video. Hope you like what I'm doing on the channel. And just leave a comment. Let me know if you've seen it, what you thought of it. But I'll see you guys later at the next Lucid Nightmare. See ya.